Yay. So Annie and Amanda, I want you guys to kick it off. You guys were in DC. You drove to DC and got to go to the super weekend there. Either one of you can unmute in any order, but unmute, tell us about that. Give us some of the things that we can look forward to and just some of your personal takeaways from DC.
I can start. So yeah, we drove to DC really early on Sunday morning. It's about 2.5, 2-ish hours from us. But I had never been to like an official super weekend event. Amanda had been when she was on our previous team in DC, but it was a lot smaller. There were a little over 400 coaches there on Sunday, which was crazy. And it was weird to be really close to people like again. But it was just very cool. It was like almost like a mini summit, which I know a majority of you, I guess, have not been to a in-person summit other than like our personal summit in Dallas this past year. But it's just very cool to see so many different people and other people who are on the same mission as you. And we got to see Kim Carver speak, which you see him often on like the National Wake Up Call and a bunch of different stuff. He's from corporate. And then we got to see the number 7 coach. What's her name? Erin Hopkins speak, which was really cool. And one of her diamond coaches shared her success story. Really inspiring. And then we got to see Omwala, and he got to talk to us, and we got to work out with him. And he like we didn't pay for like the VIP tickets, which were like up front, like they got to come in the room first, but he came like to the back and everything, which was really cool. And it just was it's in-person stuff is always such a big like Kickstarter and like inspiring situation, because you really get to like feel how many other people are like in this with you, and like how many lives are changed because someone invited them and someone felt called enough to reach out to them. And so many different people, like just like representing like all colors, all ethnicities, all like just everything. It was just very, very good to be back in person, especially with a lot of people. And we got to learn a lot from the people that talked. Amanda, you want to share your biggest
well
takeaways?
Juan is really cool. He was so funny, and that's the first time I've ever like seen a super trainer in person, so that was really cool. And if you guys hear weird noise from me, let me know, because Ada's playing with one hand foot. I don't know if it's working. But yeah, we learned a lot. I don't know if you wanted us to go over that stuff, but most of the announcements that they gave like have already come out. So they talked about job 1. It looks really cool. The set of job 1 is like a house, so that it makes you feel comfortable and like want to work out. And it's only like 20 minutes a day for either 4 or 5 days a week. I think 5 days a week. They did announce to be pregnant, but I actually saw that on one of the top coaches like pages after they had their like special retreat a few weeks ago. So that's really cool. It's going to be like nutrition for pregnant women, which I think it will be a game changer. So that's really cool. And then I forget what else they talked. They talked about some things coming out in Canada. And then Autumn's new program, the Gut Protocol. So
yeah, I
it's
think
all about.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's all about like eliminating foods and like finding out what isn't good for your gut. So she like has you eliminate a lot of stuff and then kind of like add it back in. But she also says like her workout that she's doing is non-impact, which is like shocking for Autumn, I feel like. But she said you can do the workout without like the actual food if you want, or vice versa. So
Yeah, she's taking like the ultimate portion fix and taking out all the major like food sensitivity foods, which I'm really excited for because I have like so many gut issues. So she's like removing all of it, like dairy, gluten, like the things that most people have sensitivities to. And then for the 4 weeks, you eliminate all of it. And then she like is going to give you a guide on how to like start adding things back in so you can figure out specifically what is causing it. So I'm super excited for that. I think it's going to be really challenging, but also going to be really good for a lot of people. And she also shared like how she started having gut issues like 5 or so years ago. And like all these doctors told her like nothing was wrong with her. And then she went to one last doctor and it was all food sensitivity stuff. And I don't know if you guys have seen her like ads with that like food sensitivity kit or whatever. Like, yeah. So I guess she's super into that now.
Everly well.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and the program, like Amanda said, is non-impact. It's 4 days a week and no more than 30 minutes for each workout and lines up with the nutrition.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's live recap from DC. We're going to go coast to coast right now. And I asked these ladies because I'm just like, I love seeing you guys go to these events. You know, like I could sit here and I could give you a recap and you'd be like, I feel sometimes like the Peanuts teacher, you know what I mean? Like Charlie Brown's teacher, like wah, 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 right? And so I think it's important that you hear like from other horses' mouths, like the impact that it's having, you know? So they were at a large super weekend event in DC, but we're going to take it to the other coast, California coast, best coast, West Coast. I can say that because I've lived on both. But we're gonna take it over there. And Leah, can you just share a little of your experience? Because I think it was like a 180 from what they were at versus yours, but still so good.
Of course. So I started searching on Beachbody's back office months ago when I knew when Super Weekend was going to be, because I have to plan around and track my shows if I can't be in there on a Saturday morning, for example. And nothing was there. There was like one in the entire state of California. And it just was blowing me away that people weren't doing it. And I had reached out to a few people. They weren't interested at all. And so I just kind of started thinking, well, you know, I'll just register myself and I'll just watch it at home. I mean, I'm going to watch it. It doesn't matter. I know I'm going to do it. And found a Facebook group for NorCal or Bay Area NorCal Beachbody coaches, something like that. I don't even know its name. And got accepted and saw that there was going to be one in Sacramento. So I figured, all right, I'll drive the couple hours to Sacramento. I'll just plan the day. And like 7 days ago, it got canceled. For whatever reason, they decided not to do it. And I respect that with everything that's going on. And one of the gals who was going to go is somebody I met when Britt hosted Super Weekend. And this was probably 4 years ago, I think I met Melinda. So Melinda is in her late 40s. We're probably about 6 to 8 years apart. And she commented and said, I hate that there's no live events. I'm thinking about doing this in my home. I live in Livermore. Who would come? And I totally put my hand up. And she got all excited. Well, then we thought it was just going to be us. Then she realized the day that she said something, she had until 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock to register with Beachbody. And it was her lunchtime and she wasn't going to get off till 5:30. So she just registered and figured, I'm going to have one, whether it's me, you, whoever. It ended up being 6 of us. One who I had my It Starts With Me shaker cup. And as soon as I walked in, she goes, you're on Britt's team. And I said, I am. And my cup was in my backpack, but she saw it in the side through the netting. And she goes, oh, I followed her through her move to Texas. I watched the house be built. And she starts talking to, she's never met Britt, but she was telling me everything about her. And Melinda and I started laughing. So I knew one person who I had met once or twice before. I then was kind of connected to this person because she knew Britt, and I didn't know anybody else. 4 of the gals coming in knew nobody. They were literally driving to a different town to go into somebody's home, and their family members all said the same thing. Whose house are you going to? And their response was, I don't know, but they're a Beachbody coach. And their family said, okay, just because of that connection. So there were 6 of us in this room, all like-minded, all with different stories. And we walked in as strangers and left as friends. We all follow each other on Instagram and Facebook now. We had a blast doing reels and just all different fun things. We didn't have any special speakers. We were the special speakers, just simply by telling our story and talking about our teams. I was sitting in that room with gals who are in the downline of Julie Boris, Christina Delgado. I mean, all of the peeps. And if we think about it, ultimately, we all are in those downlines because those are the originals. But it was just, I needed it more than I realized I needed it. And what somebody said to me was, isn't it funny how God knows what you need even before you realize you need it? And y'all know me, I believe, but I don't preach it, none of that. And when she said that, I realized it's what I needed. Mid-October, I just needed to be in a room with 5 other females who I didn't have to explain anything to. And we sat there, we laughed, we cried, we talked, we sweated, just all the things. And I wasn't the oldest. And that felt amazing. Because at one point I said, well, and I know I'm the oldest. And a gal who isn't a coach said, oh, no, you're not. I'm 68. I'm sure I've got you beat. She simply came because she was house sitting a house. And her coach said, you'll be in the same town, you need to come. And she did. So no guest speakers. I already knew all the announcements. The freaking video was 40 minutes, but we were together for 3.5 hours, and 3 hours and 45 minutes of the rest of my day, I was driving one way or the other, but I would do it again in a heartbeat.
I love that. And I hope you guys are hearing like just the energy and the excitement and coming off of a live event. And I know like I know everything's like so uncertain, and we're living in like such a different world where even enrolling or signing up for a live event, number one, it could fall through the cracks. It could get canceled. Number two, you could feel uncomfortable or not know what to expect going to someone else's house with strangers. But I love that Beachbody is that connecting dot. And my heart is like bursting right now that I'm a nobody. I don't know why that woman knows who I am, but I do know that she probably knows who I am because coaches like Leah and myself formed a foundation, and Melinda formed a foundation in the Bay Area of community. It didn't matter what team you were on, you were a part of our Bay Area family of Beachbody, and you get to do that in your communities with your people, but only if you're willing to go to those events, right? So the next one will be in January. You'll be fresh into the new year. You'll be ready for like new year, new you, I'm sure of it, right? And so that'll be an excellent time for you. Just like Leah said, be resourceful. When you go to the Coach Online office, there's an events tab. You toggle there, you put in your zip code, and it'll tell you what events are near you. And just like Leah, if there's not one near you, why not host your own, right? Because you never know what can come of that, what new friends you'll get, all of those things. I love it. Yay.
Right,
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing?
Please.
That I forgot to say that Leah made me think of. So when we were leaving, we went to the bathroom before we started our road trip back, and we saw Ashley Feldyson. Well, I don't know her new last name, but Ashley Feldyson, who's the girl who does the videos that we watch for Coach Quick Start. And I think just like seeing someone who has a very big team and like is very successful, like seeing her attend the same event as us, like she didn't speak, she was in the audience, like in the crowd. I think that's also like a very big yeah, she's a human. I think that's a very big, like, not eye opener, but like humbler kind of thing, to where this isn't just to learn how to do the business, like to start off. This is like a growth thing for like any level of coach. Like if you're a coach and you have no desire to grow beyond coach, or if you are a superstar diamond, like it doesn't matter like what rank you are or what you want to do with your business. Like there's something for everybody at live events. And so that was just kind of a cool thing to observe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Is anyone on, Amanda, I know you're on the same day as me. Who else did day 1 of week 13, lower body, and he was highly inappropriate, and I will never look at those power loops again in the same way after he talked about balling them up. I can't even say it because this will be on YouTube. Okay. I was like, for real? Amala. Someone needs to control him. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. You guys, thank you so much for all of that. And you guys, the 40-minute video that Leia referenced is up in your Coach Online office. So if you missed a super weekend and you want to see the video, see the training, see what they got to do, you can access that through your Coach Online office. So go take a peek at that and make sure that you're educating yourself, because that's really what it's about. Okay, I am going to share. And before we kick off into some BODi/total solution pack training, because I want to make sure you guys are 100% ready to stink and go, I have some, we're at the midway point of the month, and I want to give us a little loving gut check and just a reality check, right? Because I know that in a team cup month, it can be very easy. I said this maybe almost a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I said that it can be easy to be the October 2nd kind of coach, right? The coach that is fired up, doing their power hours, dropping their tracker, hooting and hollering and whatever in their team cup threads, posting on social, inviting, all the things on October 2nd. But I see a pattern, especially when we have team cup months, because we do bring a wide range of coaches, meaning I have coaches on team cup right now who are very veteran coaches, who are consistent in their game, right? And who are leveling up in their leadership skills this month. And that's where their growing pains are happening, is like, maybe you're a leader on this call right now and you're like, yep, that's what I'm feeling. I know my business, I know what I do, but man, how do I lead others, right? How do I inspire them? And then maybe you're one of the people that this is your very first team cup month, and it's all the things, and you were excited to try some of the things, but now it feels like all the things, and it just feels like a lot. And so regardless if you're that veteran coach who is struggling to figure out how to lead their team well into the latter half of the month, or you're that newer coach struggling to figure out how you finish the month strong, or maybe you fall somewhere in between, I want to speak to you guys tonight before we even go into this launch stuff and get really logistical, okay? 3 reasons that I notice coaches lose momentum, and it could be a team cup month, or it could be any time of year, my friends. It doesn't matter if there's a global pandemic. It doesn't matter if there's not. I've seen this in the business. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are. This is just something I've noticed, okay? So I noticed that a lot of times coaches get focused on so many things, all the things, and they become overwhelmed. Who here has told themselves in the last week, whether silently in your own head or out loud to a mentor, that you feel overwhelmed? Maybe in your head, I'm seeing some hands, thank you, yes. Maybe it happens to the best of us. Even when you get to be, like Annie said, you see these top coaches and it's humanized because they're here with us at the same event that I'm going to. But I promise you that Ashley Fell Dyson, there's something on her heart and on her chest tonight that she is overwhelmed by. Don't miss it. The top coach is overwhelmed by something. The brand new coach that literally, as we were getting on this call right now, enrolled themselves and said, what the heck am I doing? But here we go. They're overwhelmed. It doesn't matter where you're at. That's a sensation that a lot of coaches can have in the business. The other thing I noticed is no solid game plan. not having a solid routine down packed. And in the beginning, this growing pain can be challenging because it can feel like there's a lot of things to figure out how to make a game plan for. And it feels like there's a lot of things that you have to implement a routine for. But we talk about this all the time about laying bricks one at a time, right? And that, is it Rome? Rome wasn't built in a day, right? The same is true for your business. I didn't become a teacher the day that I graduated high school. No, I went to college for years and got an education day after day after day. And I learned things. I had to figure that out and add that to my life, right? And this job is no different than any other sort of job that you would have to train for, okay? And then the last thing I notice is coaches tend to lose momentum because they disconnect themselves and they lean out. And I'm really grateful for you tonight because that might have been you at 5:59 Central Time on Monday. At 5:59, you might have thought to yourself, what does it matter if I don't get on call tonight, right? Because I've said that before. I've had times in my business where I didn't want to get on the call. I've had times in my life where I didn't want to go do the thing that I knew would be good for me. And I just simply wanted to lean back, okay? But I know that every time I've done the thing I didn't want to do and I just leaned in, even though I didn't feel like it, it always brought about a greater result than if I would have not gone, right? So let's talk about this real quick. So when we're focused on too many things and we feel overwhelmed, there was a lot of you that raised your hand for this. I want you to get crystal clear on your daily focus and really eliminate distractions. Truthfully, when I sat with Kristen today, her and I got to do a power hour together. It was great. I had a timer going on my watch. Kristen can attest to this. I had a timer going on my watch. I had a graphic in front of us telling us exactly what we're going to do. We stayed on track with all of that. And after an hour, our business was done for the day. We could move on and do other things. We focused on one thing at a time. And during that one thing, I was not distracted by other things. So one workout, you guys, instead of thinking about how do you finish 6:45, why not press play on today? Instead of thinking about how am I going to lose the 20 pounds, do one workout, right? Get on one Win the AM. Instead of thinking about, man, how do I become a morning person? Well, screw that. Just set your alarm for tomorrow and get on Win the Morning tomorrow. Full disclosure, this morning I woke up. I try not to set an alarm because I really like using my internal body clock, and my internal body clock got me up at 5:53 a.m. this morning, you guys, 5:53. Okay. At 5:53, the first thing I usually do is I look at my phone to see what time it is. I scan the room to see how much sun is up yet. and then I sit on the toilet. This is so TMI, but I sit on the toilet, and that's when I start making my decisions about what I'm going to do next. Meaning, when I get off this toilet, am I going to put my workout clothes on, or am I going to get back in bed? And this morning I had an honest dialogue with myself as I sat there. This is like, so you're probably picturing this like, wow, she's crazy. But I literally sat there at 5:53, maybe 54 at this point, AM. And I thought to myself, well, the bed is really warm. The sun's not really up yet. I could just go shut my eyes for a couple more minutes. And then I thought to myself, the other angel on my shoulder was like, no, Brittany, you feel better when you do the dang thing, just get up. And then the other one was like, no, but you're a little tired. And it was like this back and forth, like psychotic thing, right? But the last thing I stopped on was I asked myself this: what would the best version of Brittany do right now? My favorite version of me, the best version of me, the one that I know my husband is freaking in love with, the one that has such a beautiful future, the one like surrounded and supported and loved, that best version, what would she do? And my answer was I would get up and I would get on Win the AM and I would do the dang thing. And so I got up, I got on Win the AM and I did the dang thing, and I did not feel like it this morning, my friends. All of that's to say that I have to have that inner dialogue. But it was one Win the Morning, which tomorrow turns into 2, and then 3 on Wednesday, right? And it stacks up over time. One chapter of your book, one conversation on social media, one share a card, one post, one team training. Focus on one thing at a time, my friends, because right here, I'm holding up some really fancy balloons that I got for hitting Success Club 50 months in a row. No one bought me those balloons, by the way. I bought them for myself and clap for myself, which I think is really important that we clap for ourselves. And I want to acknowledge that. But I want you to know that how I got to this many, the many things, the many people, the many lives, the many months, is I did one power hour at a time. I showed up and worked my business one at a time, right? I don't get to 50 months of Success Club by being distracted. I have to focus on the one thing that's most important and get crystal clear on it. The second one was, oh, let me refresh my memory, not having a solid game plan and routine. And we see this all the time. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail, right? I was even thinking about it, you know, I joke nowadays and I say, what would future me be so grateful for? And I was talking about it on my stories today too, because I think it's something I don't share enough about, but future me, 5:53 a.m. me is really grateful that I just set my workout clothes out every night. 5:53 a.m. me is grateful that I have my watch charged and my PD and my Devo out. 5:53 a.m. is grateful for 8 p.m. Brittany, 9 p.m. Brittany that did that, because I'm streamlining it. I'm taking ownership that I'm the type of person that I will work out tomorrow because my workout clothes are out for me. I will read my Bible tomorrow because it's already there for me. I will read the personal development because I've set it out. What are other things you can prep for? Every Sunday, like clockwork, I make sure I'm set up for success with my meals. So your job, you guys, in this business as a coach is your journey, but part of your journey is having a game plan, being prepared, not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks. So for me, Sunday planning is essential. If you don't have I don't know, if you don't have like a traditional Monday through Friday kind of job and you're all over the map, you're gonna have to figure out what day is essential for you, but you need a day that is sacred to making a game plan for your business, for your fitness, and then for everything else that goes along with it. Remove as many obstacles as possible. Like I said, I'm streamlining this. At 5:53, it's already laid out for me. When I come into my office, my trackers are sitting here. I'm removing the obstacles. It's also important that you communicate your goals clearly, because maybe you have a spouse that is not, I don't want to say that your spouse isn't supportive, but maybe they're not supportive yet because maybe your habits haven't taught them how to support you in that way. Maybe you have started and stopped so many times that your own family doesn't take you seriously. And I'm saying this with so much love because I've been there. I've been that type of person that in order for others to take me seriously, I had to take me seriously. So have you communicated your goals clearly? Hey, babe, tomorrow I laid my workout clothes out. My team, we have this like Zoom thing. I'm never on it. I need to be on it because it's perfect accountability. And I have a goal to get up every morning at 5 a.m. Please, like, hold me to it. Do not let me come back in the bed as much as I kick and scream, right? Like, are you communicating your goals to them? What about, you know, I know you're probably telling them I've got Monday night calls in October, but do they know that in November, you probably should get back on Monday night calls still? Or do they think it's just an October thing? Is it just an October thing for you? Or is this something in November, December into January, you're going to still be here with us? Communicate your goals clearly. Are you hitting Success Club this month? Have you talked to your family about what that looks like in terms of you having to sit down and maybe work the business instead of stream Netflix? Every day I write out a to-do list and a focus so I know what I'm chipping away at. And here's the thing, this is the tough love. This is on you. Taking ownership of your business and of your fitness and that whole like, oh, I'm overwhelmed because it's all the things. We're all grown-ass women. Put on your big girl panties and do it. Because no one's coming to save you. So if you want to be the kind of person that works out and is athletic and healthy, then go be that woman. If you want to be the kind of woman that's able to build a freaking legacy for her family with this business as the blessing, go be that woman. She's there. You just have to get out of her own way because no one else is going to do it for you. And one of the things, the reason I added this last little tidbit is we love to get distracted. But I think that that's the enemy, whether you want to call him the devil, or whatever your belief system is, but the enemy of your life, because there is a real enemy in your life, their greatest weapon is distracting you. Because when you are distracted, you play small. You live smaller than you've been called to live. And if you're on this call tonight, if you're part of our team, if you're coaching and helping others on their journey, if you've been impacted by this at all, and now you want to pay it forward, you have a calling on your life. Whether you want to believe it or not, you do. And I can't have you play small with that calling because what a shame that would be, right? And the last one is this whole idea of like leaning out or not communicating. And I'm going to wrap up with the inspo here and we're going to get into the logistics, but this one I think is super important. And I know you're on the call tonight, but that was my rally cry is, can you be on the call in November? Have there ever been times in your journey that you've wanted to step away? Some questions I would highly encourage you to ask yourself. when those times resurface, because they will. Maybe this month is enough of an incentive for you to stay close to the fire. But what happens, in mid-December when the holidays are chaotic and busy and it's Monday night and oh my God, it snowed, but I still need to go Christmas shop and I didn't even bake the cookies for the kids' thing tomorrow. And what are you going to do on that Monday night? Well, first of all, you would have had a plan, because future you is going to be really proud of this day, because this day is going to stick with you, because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, thank God for October version of me, because in December I wasn't distracted and I had a game plan and I did it, right? You're going to be so proud of yourself. But there are times, I know it, when you feel like pulling away. And so some things I ask myself is why am I pushing away? What's the catalyst and what's the emotion I'm feeling? Usually it's somewhere, it's comparison. It's not positive competition, but negative competition. It's me getting in my own head that I don't belong. I push away or I lean away, usually because of maybe a disappointment. And usually it's not an external disappointment, because ultimately, if you don't hit Success Club this month, I don't think you can be externally upset about not hitting Success Club. You're actually frustrated with yourself, right? Because if you don't hit Success Club or you don't do the things and you don't contribute this month, that's really on you. Yeah. So I don't think we're actually frustrated at an outward thing like, oh, Beachbody, I'm so frustrated at Beachbody. No, I'm frustrated that for whatever reason, I refuse to do the work to be successful at Beachbody. So you have to ask yourself, what is that? And then are you telling yourself the truth? Because usually I make up a story in my head about why someone has it easier than me, or why someone's more successful than me, and why it'll never be me. And I have a story, but it's not actually truth. I have to ask myself, is this the type of woman I want to be? I don't. I want to be the kind of woman that people rely on. And you can't be a reliable woman when you constantly seesaw away, when you're in and you're out, you're in and you're out, right? When you stick shift. And I don't think that's the type of woman you want to be, because the type of, when we act that way in one area, what I found is we actually act that way probably in all areas. And that's why Beachbody for me is such a beautiful metaphor for my life and how to live better in all areas, because the type of woman I act in Beachbody is usually the type of woman I'm acting in my marriage, in a sense, or the type of woman I'm acting in relationships, right? And so I have to ask myself, what must I do differently, even if it's uncomfortable? And then oftentimes I'll ask myself who I aspire to be like. And I consider, how would they act? How would they react? How would they respond? How would they show up? And then I do that. So I ask myself, I think of somebody in this business that I really admire. And I think, would she talk to her team that way? Would she ghost her thread like that? Would she not do the things she said she was going to do? No, usually the answer is no. And so then it goes back to what I have to do differently, right? So if you feel like you've lost momentum, guys, is this speaking to anybody? Has anybody felt one of these three things? Like, maybe you don't have a game plan. I'm seeing hands. This is good. Maybe you don't have a game plan. Maybe you have felt yourself lean out. Maybe not here, but maybe just, it's easy to get on a Zoom call and kind of sit back. But have you actually taken your hands yet, ladies, tonight, and put them on the keyboard and said something to the ladies that you're on a call with right now? Have you acknowledged anyone in the room or acknowledged the conversation? If not, lean in, right? It's even right now. Are you leaned into this conversation? Are you talking? Are you part of the chat right now? Because these are ways we lean in as well. Even being here doesn't necessarily mean you're leaned in. Does that make sense? And then a lot of times getting overwhelmed and not just focusing on one thing at a time, one choice at a time, one day at a time, one morning at a time, it adds up, and it adds up fast. So that's my little gut check, my little kick in the pants for you guys tonight. But here's the deal. We have so many opportunities for you to serve others well. Beachbody has literally handed us so many opportunities in the last few weeks that our heads could potentially be spinning, because we're like, oh my gosh, there's so much we can give. And so I want to make sure that you guys are laser focused on what these things are, how you can leverage and utilize them, how I'm using them in terms of best practices, and what this means for you in the next few months moving forward. Because what you're doing right now, and I'll do another show of hands, who here feels like the work they're putting in October hasn't paid off yet? Who feels like the work they've put in October hasn't paid off yet? Keep your hand up if you worked this hard in July, August, and September. And it's okay. It's not like a public shaming thing, but I want you to realize that the work you're doing now pays off months down. So for the newer coach that like you weren't really all in September or August or July for whatever reason, and you decided to recommit and go all in October, love it. Freaking kudos to you. But this is a delayed results business. So the work you're doing now might not show up because you weren't doing the work prior. And that's okay. This is your fresh start. The work you're doing now, October, November, December, my friends, you are the woman that people will count on when they have New Year goals. So do not quit. Do not stop. This is your momentum maker. Okay. And here's some opportunities that we've gotten just in the last few weeks to serve others well, launching, and some of them launching tomorrow. So the first one, preferred customer. This is an opportunity for you to build your tribe. When I talk to you guys, so often you say the thing that has kept you here, the thing you love more than anything else is you can type it in the chat. I know you all know it. Type it in the chat. The thing that keeps you here, the thing that you love the most is the people, community. Yes, all caps, Annie, community. Yes, she's yelling at me. I love it. Yell it back. So you guys, the community is the glue that holds a lot of you together. And when my business changed was when I said, I need a community of people because we can't do this alone. And so that is preferred customer right here is you building your tribe faster. You can build it faster than I ever got to build it when I was in your shoes as a newer coach, because I never had an option to say, you don't have to build a business with this. You can just be a part of our community and love the discount. You love Beachbody, but you have no desire to build a business. Come on in. I didn't have that choice. It was like, well, you got to put in your social security number, Sally. I'm real sorry. I promise they won't send you any, tax information unless you, right? Like I had to go through the spiel and actually deal with people's like nervousness about putting in their social security and all that. You guys, you have it so easy now. You want in my group? Awesome. You're going to want the discount because this is a lifestyle, not a month. And you set them up as a PC and you set up 2 PCs, my friends, boom, you're Emerald or Emerald again. So preferred customer, you guys, get these people in the door. You don't have to, I don't know. Do you want to be a customer and just test it out? Or do you want to, no, you tell them, hey, you said you got big goals and you really want to make this like a consistent lifestyle. This is how you're going to do it. I'm going to set you up like this, right? And you drive the conversation. Number 2 is we got the mixed bike. This is groundbreaking, my friends. I can't tell you how many, and including that indoor cycling classes, right? I can't tell you how many people I have not been able to serve well over the last 8 years because I didn't have a bike. Now I do. And now you do too. Third, coming tomorrow, BODi Interactive, which most of us have been testing out and loving, goes into live effect tomorrow where people can start getting their hands on it. No longer in beta, it is full blown. And then you guys, we have some new packs. We're doing some rebranding of what we know as challenge packs, and they are calling them now the total solution packs. And along with that, there's some new bells and whistles in our back end of things when we set up share carts that I want to walk you through. So this is like, I know you're probably looking at the top of the slides and you're like, oh my God, she's got a lot of slides to go. I promise this is going to go fast because a lot of this you might already know. And you guys are smart coaches, right? I know you're smart coaches. So some of this you already know because you're so smart and you're resourceful, but B, most of you have set up share carts and things like this. So it'll just be kind of like learning a little bit different of a signature, if you will. Okay, so first of all, how is BOD different than BODi? We need to make sure we're educated ourselves so that when we're talking about this, we know the difference. Well, BOD is a library of structured step-by-step fitness programs. It's like Netflix for fitness, and it's all structured. Here's a calendar, press play, follow it along, get results, right? It's basically a plug and play. There's a variety of proven workouts and options for any level, any fitness level, any age, any interest, all the things, super accessible. There's bonus content like meditation programs, cooking shows, we know this. The key thing about BOD is that we have our community for activity and tracking in our BOD groups, yes? Okay, for me, BOD is perfect for the woman or the person who's getting back on their health journey. This is that person who's like re-engaging, okay? Maybe they stepped away, it's perfect for them. This is perfect for a beginner. This is perfect for somebody who needs structure. This is perfect for someone who's seeking out a transformation. Like they want, hey, I want to look a certain way for my 10-year reunion. Okay, this is what you need to do, right? Those who want a challenge. So maybe it's just the person who really digs challenges, like tell them they can't do something and they're going to say, watch me, right? It's good for that person. And it's good for the person that needs a goal to work towards. BODi is different. BODi, if you've been testing it out and kind of sampling it over the last month and a half or so, it's group exercise in a virtual way, right? There's daily live and on-demand classes, okay? Including our new indoor cycling that pairs well with the mixed bike. Something you guys have been loving, and I've been getting awesome feedback about it, is that there's music playlists, okay? And these aren't like, I love DJ Jesse. Like, come on, everybody loves DJ Jesse. And if you're in 645, every Friday, the last round, it's one of the MM100 beats. And I like hype up every time because it just gets me back into like DJ Jesse Blake like mode. I love it. But here's the deal. Those songs, like who even knows DJ Jesse's song unless you've done MM100, right? These are real artists. Like these are like songs you hear on the radio. And so it's just a different energy. Love DJ Jesse, different energy. This is also where our 2B mindset, our portion fix, the pregnant 2B mindset coming out, as well as I believe, you can quote me in the comments, Annie and Amanda and Leah. I'm pretty certain that Autumn's is on BOD because it's got a workout program paired with it, but I'm not 100% certain because portion fix is over on BODi. But if that was stated and I missed that, let me know. That's also though meal plans and new recipes are there. So this is perfect, you guys, for our friends that maybe they already have a routine, right? But they just need more. They need a fresh start. Maybe this is the person who loves group fitness or thrives off energetic workouts, the person that loves OTF or the boutique style platforms, right? Maybe the person that wants to take the driver's wheel of their own journey and curate a playlist for themselves. So they don't want a trainer to tell them what they're doing Monday through Friday, but they want to decide, okay, today I feel like doing cycling, tomorrow I need some yoga, and they can curate that playlist. This is for those who get bored easily and they like to keep things fresh and exciting. And this is also really crucial for that person that needs serious nutrition support and meal plans, because this is where they will be housed now, okay? A little bit about the pricing. If you have BOD already, you can buy when you get what's now called a total solution pack, or if you got a challenge pack, for me, like 645 completion pack, that tagged on my BODi membership for the first 30 days, it was included. Now, every month, if you've done something similar, you notice a charge for $19.95 per month for your BODi. So, or you can just, if you have BOD, some of your customers who already have BOD, they want to upgrade and get BODi added on. They can buy it monthly for $19.95, or tomorrow, I will show you how in a second, they can upgrade on teambeachbody.com for the annual, okay? If they don't have BOD, our new customers and clients coming in, there are two options to get them started. And truly, you guys, the standalone, it's not where it's at. The total solution pack is where it's at because it's going to be a part of that pack purchase. And with the new total solution pack, if they take BODi off of their pack, if they opt out of it, they will also lose the journal and the food containers. So their solution pack will not come with those because those are paired specifically with the nutrition component of BODi. Okay, so our total solution pack, they'll get that pack will get them the first 30 days included. And then every month after it's $19.95, or during checkout, they can upgrade that. It adds on $169 to the pack for the whole year. Okay. And these are conversations. I know we went through the invite flow recently. These are things you're going to want to be tagging onto your conversations as you're picking their pack and deciding the best option for them, right? Standalone, I do not recommend. And here's why. Because a person needs to buy a year BOD. You cannot get BODi without having a BOD subscription, okay? BOD, you can have by itself. BODi, you have to have BOD to pair with it, okay? So you can't just do BODi by itself. They'd have to first purchase a $99 BOD membership, and then they'd add on they can either add on month to month for $20, or, so that now we're already at $120 here, or they can pay for the annual plus the BOD, and it's $298, $300. But you guys, with this option, they don't have any nutrition. They don't have any supplements, right? In my book, if you only purchase that and you don't start with a pack, you're not in my sisterhood. So you don't have support. You literally just have workouts. And I know that that alone is not a recipe for success. So that's not how I would steer people personally. We also have a day pass for $7, full access to BOD and BODi for the day. So let me talk about that. So your day pass is, they get complete access of everything. The workout library, the new live workout platform in BODi. They get 24 hours of access with no time limit no limit on the amount of day passes purchased. So that was a question I had at first when I found out about the day pass was, if somebody's purchased it once, can they never purchase it again? Or how does that work? No, if they purchase a day pass today and next week they're like, shoot, I want to work out again, let me get that day pass, they can purchase another one, right? And they can just continue to do that. But here's the thing, after they've purchased a day pass 3 times, that's already a month's worth of BODi. Right? And so we want to make sure that we're kind of keeping inventory with people. The day pass is awesome. This is a really great sneak peek opportunity for you as a coach to leverage the value of your community and all that it has to offer. But if you notice that somebody takes that value 3 times, takes that opportunity 3 times, at that point, it's very important that you really talk through converting them into getting the challenge pack and really going for the whole enchilada, right? Okay, so upgrading to BODi. How does an existing BOD member upgrade to the annual? When you go into your teambeachbody.com membership and subscription area, okay, so you log in, membership and subscription, you will see next to Beachbody On Demand, starting tomorrow, not tonight, you will see this upgrade to BODi option. You guys can do this. If you don't want to pay month to month anymore, maybe you've already been paying the month to month to test it out, and you want to just get the annual so that it's a little cheaper, you can do this starting tomorrow in your own account, okay? So upgrade to BODi, and then when you click on that, it's going to do the math for you and show you the credit that you already have of what you've already paid up until this point. And they will prorate that credit and apply it to your existing cost, right? So when you upgrade, it'll show you your credit applied based on what it costs, and then they'll bill you that amount. Does that make sense? Head nods and such. Cool. Awesome.
So will that because I don't think my BOD renews again until the summer. If I do this tomorrow, does that set my BOD renewal then in October each year? Okay.
That's
so it'll bundle everything together.
Yes. We are like, who is it? It's not Geico, Progressive. We are the bundle now. It's the bundle. So yes, that's an awesome question. Thank you for asking that. When you do put it together, it's now bundling your BOD and your BODi at the same time. And so your new annual start date will adjust, okay? All right, so that's it for BODi. If there's any questions on BODi that I missed, you can drop it in the chat. Let's see. Back office, yes, the volume will be there for that. Okay, cool. I'm not seeing any questions yet. And if there are ones that pop in, I will get to them. All right, so total solution packs, you guys. First of all, this is the best way to get somebody started on their journey. I don't call things challenge packs when I'm talking to my potential clients, and I probably will not say total solution pack. I know as a coach though, this is the total solution in the pack, and it is the best way to get somebody started. Okay, for me, I call it your starter pack, because for me, that sets the tone that this is how you start your journey with me, right? So if you want to steal that phrase from me, go for it, but we're rebranding challenge packs. You will no longer hear that terminology being used. It'll be rebranded to total solution pack. And the packs will get them everything they need at a discounted price. And one of my things that I'll show you here in a second is I love how it breaks down how much it actually would cost if they did not bundle it. And a couple things to know before I show you the different packs. So starting tomorrow, those total solution packs will be available. If you have any share cart links out today, they will no longer work. Okay, so tomorrow would be a great opportunity to go back into your share a cart, log into share a cart, and you can see carts that you've created in the past and maybe carts viewed that never checked out and finished. This is an awesome opportunity to re-engage those conversations and let them know, hey, oh my God, totally crazy, but that link doesn't work anymore. And I've been thinking about you. I'm happy to set you up with a new link. We actually have some awesome things going on and down the pipeline right now for fall. I'd love to have you in. Are you still interested? Right? And re-engage some of those conversations because those links don't work anyway. So why not? And then similar with how your packs work today, you'll get commission on that. On the BODi membership that they get is part of the pack. And then when it renews, just like when someone's BOD renews separately, it'll be commissioned separate from that. So whenever someone's BODi membership renews, depending on if they're doing the month to month or if they're doing the annual, you'll get the commission when that renews, not on the first sale. The first sale is just the pack commission, right? Also, things to note, every total solution pack is 2 Success Club points, same as before. So we have our traditional Shakeology one. This is our best-selling starter pack option, fills nutritional gaps, builds a solid foundation for people who want results. And this is perfect for our friends who are looking to achieve a healthy lifestyle, right? Especially who are missing key nutrients as well in their diet. Our performance total solution pack is our pre and our post workout. It's definitely helps for performance and results. This is for the person that lacks motivation in the morning and needs the energy. This is the person that tends to get really sore afterwards and lets that get in the way of them coming back the next day. And this is just, to me, a well-rounded option. Like, it's just smart to me. How you care for your body. When we talk about self-care can look like a lot of things these days, but I think the biggest thing, the most loving act you can do is to truly care for your body, and the ingredients and what they are designed to do in both of these supplements are absolutely that. They are self-care. If I run and I do not take Recover, I am hurting the next day in ways that I wouldn't be had I taken it, right? And same thing with Energize. There are key ingredients in Energize that just go way beyond the energy we get, but they're actually like healing ingredients that there have been amazing Harvard studies recently about, especially post-pandemic and whatnot. I would look that up if I were you. Go and Glow is our new starter pack. I don't know if you knew this, but we have a new total solution pack launching tomorrow. I'm so freaking pumped about this because sometimes people are like, I don't want Shakeology. I had a bad experience with it. Or maybe there's an ingredient in it that they can't have or whatever, but this is a new option. And it will also give you 2 Success Club points. So you get your Beachbody On Demand, your BODi, all the things. And it also includes collagen, energize, and hydrate. Basically your morning mocktail, right? So you guys, all those people that watch you make your morning mocktail and you make your collagen with your Energize, with your, with your hydrate, boom, this is the pack you want. This is what you're always watching me make, right? This is awesome for the busy parents. This is somebody who wants, better skin, hair, nails, those sorts of things. This is great for the runner or the person who's doing a program where they're going to need some hydrate to replenish those electrolytes, right? This is really great for them. Okay, and then I'm going to be sharing these graphics with you for, so you can help your people, but you can notice your 3 starter packs are $160. We'll talk about deluxe here in a second, but they have the option. And this is, I saw in the comments in the chat a little bit about like, how do I invite to live? Well, you can't get live without getting the starter pack, really is how I see it, unless you're already a customer. That's a different conversation. That's a conversation about upgrading you to something brand new that's here that, hey, Jane, we stopped using DVDs like 6 years ago. So you might want to get on this, right? Like that's like a different conversation that you can have with your one-on-one clients. But for the masses, you can't get live classes if you do not get BOD. And if you're going to get BOD, you're going to get a starter pack because it just makes financial sense. Like for real, you want to do this, right? So this is how I would navigate the conversation. When you get to the point where they're picking their starter pack, after they tell you what pack they want, now I'm going to send a secondary graphic and I'm going to ask you about how you'd like to add on live classes. Notice how I worded that. How would you like to add on live classes? Would you like it included for free for your first 30 days? Or would you like to buy a full year and add that on to your starter pack? How would you like to add on our live classes? Not do you want to, guys, seriously, that's like asking somebody, this is the year, this is the year 2021, and we're about to be in 2022. You want live classes. I don't understand. That'd be like telling me that you really just would like the VHS hip hop abs. I'd be like, well, yeah, thank you, Leah. I know, literally the only one who still wants that, for good reason. Shanti's awesome, but it just isn't what we do anymore, right? Like, it's laughable to think of a cassette tape. Some of you need like a reference for that. You don't even know what that means, right? Like, add on live classes is not a question. It's how do you want to add them on? Did that help you guys, that phrasing of that for when you're talking to people? So I'm going to start when I know Susie is ready. Okay, we decided she's all in. I'm ready to pick my starter pack. Cool. Here's your 3 options. And there is a deluxe option. So when you share this, you can say, or if you see like multiple things you want to do, we can kind of create your own pack. And I'll show you that here in a second. And then once she says, I want the Go and Glow, I think I'm totally sold on that. I'm super pumped to try, your morning mocktail. Awesome, Susie. Awesome, Jane. I don't know who I'm talking to anymore, but whatever name I just threw out, how would you like to add on live classes with your pack, or do you want to pay up front for the full year? It's a little cheaper up front, but it'll save you money in the long run if you think you're going to use them for the full year, right? Okay, moving on. There's 2 ways to configure a pack. I'm going to talk about creating your own because this is a new thing you'll see in ShareAcart. So when you log into ShareAcart tomorrow, you will see total solution packs. Some of these prices, like, don't look at the prices, just that was just for demo purposes. So the prices might not be accurate for some things, okay? Just understand that. The flow is what we're really looking at. Once you go into ShareAcart and you click on total solution pack, you can create your own pack now, okay? Or if you know this person is going to do running, they're training for the trot, okay, 30-day breakaway is still an option, and you can click on that and then you'll see the pack options and you can go that way. Creating your own pack, though, will look a little different. When you first get there, it'll show you what it includes. It includes Beachbody On Demand and BODi membership, okay? And it breaks down what they get down here. I don't know if you can see this little box, but down here, this is where if they click off of this, it will take away the containers, it will take away the food journal, and it will take away BODi access. And it will keep the price the same. So this is them, if they don't want this, they have to unclick, okay? All right. When we get to the next slide, it's going to ask about upgrading to the annual. So this is, again, when you said, how would you like to add on your live classes? If they said, you know what, I'll just pay for the live classes up front for the full year, perfect. You're going to select this so that they pay in full for the year. If they didn't want to do that, then you'll move on, okay? Next step, they're going to decide what their core nutrition product's going to be. This is the new verbiage they're using. What core nutrition would you like to go with? And you could start practicing that too. What core nutrition would you like to put in your pack? Now, if they want Shakeology, they can select that. If they want to go with the Energize and Recover stack, they can select that. And then if you want to see all of the options, you select this and it'll show you the Go and Glow as well, okay? So you can select whichever one. Now, keep in mind, this is the US market. So if you're dealing with somebody in Canada, UK, or France, it might be a little different depending on what products they have available right now. Okay, flying through this. Then you click Shakeology. Okay, I'm going to select my bag or my packets, whatever. And then there's a pull down menu like we know and love where you would select the flavor that they want. Okay. When you get here to step 3, this is when you can add on a program bundle. So you can create your own, pack for them and still cater it towards a program. So if you want to add on 645 because you want them to get the power loops and, oh my gosh, it's $20 off right now, it's totally free. Like, why not select it and just add on the loops for free? You can do that. Or if you know they have a specific program like Bar Blend or whatever, you can select that there and see it. Or you can select no thanks and move on. This is a no-brainer to me because it's free, right? Like if there's ever one that's on promo and on sale, just select it and add it because why the heck not, right? They get more equipment for the same price. This is where it gets fun. This is where you get to upsell, and this is where you get to be the driver of the conversation and really share the value of the things that you love. So let's say our friends did Shakeology and you're like, okay, but you need Energize in your life. You can add on Energize here in the exclusive offers and add it into their pack. And then you can tell them, hey, I added this on, feel free to take it out. You know, no worries, it's just one of my favorite things. Or if you did have a conversation and they're like, I want Shakeology, but I think I also want Energize, I just don't want Recover. Cool, you can add it on right here. And then you get to pick the flavors or the configuration of the boxes, etc. on the next screen, and then add to cart. So it'll show you everything that's on the cart, you add it to the cart. And then this is what I love. They'll see what's included with the pack and how much retail that would have cost. And then they get to see basically how much it would have been had you not bundled it all together. I love the fact that we get to physically show them the actual savings, like in a side-by-side manner right now. I think that's so awesome. Okay. I think that was my last slide. So that is when you see create your own, like I said, there is the option, let me go back up here, to also pick a program. Now, when you pick a program, I didn't share this because it's kind of the same view that we've always seen. It's just going to be titled a little differently. They're calling Shakeology the Performance Pack and the Go and Glow Pack Essentials. These are your core nutrition essentials. So each pack has one essential or, you know, a bundle of essentials. If you want deluxe, that still exists. Okay. So just know that deluxe packs do still exist, but it's under, you have to go under the actual program. Does that make sense? Like if I click on 645, then I'm going to see Total Solution Pack, Shakeology Essential, Total Solution Pack, Shakeology Deluxe. Here's the kicker. Because there's more than one way now to make a deluxe pack, you get to drive that. So they could do Shakeology and Go and Glow, and it's a deluxe. Or they could do Shakeology and the Performance Stack, and that's deluxe. Or they do a Performance Deluxe with Go and Glow, and that's deluxe. Now that one's a little weird because you have double Energize, right? But they could always try 2 different flavors if you like swear by mixing lemon and fruit punch or whatever, or they can't decide. But just FYI, the deluxe packs, there's a secondary option to figure out what's the other part of the deluxe pack. Does that make sense? So it will look just a little different, but it's kind of traditional to what we already see typically. Okay. Whew, that was a mouthful. You guys, this is an exciting time. This is not a time to say, oh God, how do I talk about this? Your behavior speaks about it. You taking a live class and having your life transformed because the instructor was just so energetic speaks for it. You don't have to have the right script. You don't have to know the right invite to send. You just have to have the right energy. And the right energy comes from the momentum you give your own journey and your own business. And so it goes back to those things at the very start that I was kind of nudging you guys on. Do you have a game plan? Are you focusing on all the things and feeling so overwhelmed? Or are you just, okay, one thing at one time? What's the next right thing? I ask myself that all the time. Brittany, what's the next right thing? Okay, I should set a timer and send 10 invites. Boom, done, right? Asking her, instead of thinking of all the things, what's one thing? Making a game plan and being brave enough to actually do the game plan you set out. Asking yourself in the morning at 5:53, what would the best version of me do? And then staying connected. I wrote this down earlier and I thought it really stood out for tonight. It's a quote that I wrote that says, some are successful because they are destined to be, but most succeed because they are determined to. And I feel that to my core in this business because I don't think I'm successful because a dang thing was ever handed to me. I've just been determined enough to go after it every day. And whether I fall down flat on my face or I'm high on a mountain celebrating something, the next day the sun freaking rises again and it's back to work. And I just do it over again and over again. And for some of us, we have to understand that there's no middle ground in the business. You can't be like, well, I have 1 foot kind of in right now, 1 foot kind of out. If you have 1 foot out, you're out. There's no middle ground of leaning in versus leaning out. There's no middle ground because if you're not leaning in, everything's going away and you're out. And if you're leaning out, everything's going away and you're just getting further and further away from the core of the flame. So there's no one or the other. So what's it going to be, right? Like that's my rally for you tonight. Are you going to lean in or lean out? And I know if you're on this call, you're going to lean in, of course, but like, what can you get off this call and go do? What's that next right thing? Is that you need to go into your team cup thread and say, okay, I'm sorry. Y'all deserve better than this. I deserve better than this. I'm fully committed, right? Not just for tomorrow, not just an October commitment, but can you be a December 27th committed kind of person? Will I see you on team call in November and December? Because I'll bribe anyone to get on a team call, y'all. You know this. I'll bribe any one of you. And it's not that I want to bribe you, so I just want to see you. I want to see you go after the things that you never thought you could. I want to see you build confidence. I want to see that ripple effect that happens when you freaking chase it. Happy hour, power hours. Heck yes.